Hello children. So we have been discussing about different cell organelles. We first discussed the endomembrane system and then we are moving on to the further cell organelles seen in the eukaryotic cell. First, let us take mitochondria. Mitochondria is very sparsely visible under a microscope and these are membrane bound cell organelles. Now, mitochondria and one more cell organelle are the only organelles present in the eukaryotic cell which are double membrane bound. That is, they have two membranes surrounding them. Two membranes are surrounding them. They are made up of double membranes. They are double membrane bound cell organelles. Alright. Now, these mitochondria vary in number in different cells based upon the activity that the particular cell performs. If a particular cell has a large number of activity to perform and they require a large number of energy, then the number of mitochondria in that particular cell will be more. If suppose there are cells which are not much active or do not require much energy, then the number of mitochondria in them will be less. Alright, let's look at the structure of mitochondria. Mitochondria has two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. The outer membrane is soft, that is, it is continuous, whereas the inner membrane has infoldings towards the inner part of the cell organelle. That is, it is folded towards the cell. Agatheki in the folding annatha, which is incomplete, which is partially dividing the cell organelle. Alright, such partial infoldings are there of the inner membrane. These infoldings are called as cristae. What are they? Cristae. Alright. Now the two membranes divides the cell organelle into two aqueous environments. One is the outer compartment and another is the inner compartment. Alright. Now this region, the inner compartment of this mitochondria is also called as matrix. The inner region, agathalla region of the fluid region, that is called as the matrix. And these infoldings are called as cristae. The cristae increases the surface area. The surface area increases. I am giving you a very 2 meter long thread and I am giving you a small box 2 into diameter. 2 into 2 in area. Alright. I am asking you to keep this 2 meter long thread inside that box. How will you keep it? Will you keep it straight or will you fold and keep it? When you keep it straight, only a small portion of the thread can be kept inside the box. Whereas when you fold and keep it, the long thread can be put inside the box. In the same way, when foldings are there, such incomplete or partial foldings are there, the area covered is more. Alright. Now, in the matrix, there are singular DNA. This is one such cell organelle. Mitochondria is one such cell organelle which has a DNA of its own, a small circular DNA. A miniature cell acting. They have a DNA of their own. Okay. Apart from that, RNAs are there, ribosomes are there. Especially the ribosome which is present in mitochondria is 70S ribosome. Alright, and some other components which are necessary for synthesis of proteins. Proteins undakan avashyamalla raw materials Alright, now this mitochondria is a site of aerobic respiration. You have learned about the type of respiration in the 10th standard. Aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Yes, respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen, lack of oxygen, absence of oxygen. So, the kind of respiration which takes place in presence of oxygen, that is aerobic respiration, takes place inside the mitochondria. Mitochondria is a site of aerobic respiration. And not only that, they are the site where energy is produced. Energy packets, that is ATP, adenosine triphosphate, is produced inside the mitochondria. That is the reason why they are also called as powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, powerhouse. They produce energy, ATP, required for all other functions of the cell. Alright, so this is mitochondria. Alright, small structure which varies in shape and size, also number in different cells. We are double membrane bound, outer membrane is continuous, inner membrane has been enfolded or having incomplete partitions called as cristae. And the layers or the different membranes separate the aqueous environment into two different regions, that is outer compartment and the inner compartment. The inner compartment is also called as matrix, which contain in them some similar small circular DNA, some RNA, ribosomes, some enzymes, and also some ribosomes like 70S ribosomes. Alright. Now each layer, which is outer layer and inner layer, is outer membrane and inner membrane, and they have their own enzymes which is necessary for different functions of the mitochondria. Alright, so that is about mitochondria. Let us move on to the next cell organelle. Plastids are another type of cell organelle which is present only in plants and one of the lower types of organism called as euglenoids. So euglena, you have heard about euglena, right? So those kind of organisms are plastids present. Plastids is absent in animal cell. Okay, now plastids are also double membrane bound. It means that it has two membranes, outer membrane as well as an inner membrane. Not only that, just like mitochondria, they also have their own DNA. Okay, like mitochondria, plastids also have their own DNA. Okay, now let us look at plastids. What are plastids? Plastids are large structures, very specifically can be seen in a cell because they are very large in size, and the main function is they store some kind of pigments which imparts color to the cell. In the cell, these plastids have pigments in the pigments are color giving compounds. Okay, because of which the entire organism gets specific colors. If you take leaves, if you take trees around you, different plants are there with different types of colors. What color is it? That color compound they are present inside the plastids. Alright. Now plastids basically are of three types based upon the kind of pigment present in them. Leucoplast, chromoplast, and chloroplast. Leucoplasts are kind of plastids which do not contain any color giving pigments. They just store nutrients. Leucoplasts do not contain any pigments as such. Instead, they store nutrients. Based upon the type of nutrients which is present, leucoplasts can be divided into three types. Amyloplast, elaioplast, and aleuroplast. Amyloplast store carbohydrates. Elaioplast store oils. Aleuroplast store proteins. Okay, so plastids are pigment containing cell organelles. Type of plastid, leucoplasts do not contain pigment, instead they store nutrients. Now based on the type of nutrients, amyloplast store carbohydrate, elaioplast store oil, aleuroplast store proteins. Now next, chromoplast. Chromo means color. So this is a kind of plastid which contain pigment in them. And the pigment type of pigment which is present in them is carotenoid pigment. One group is carotenoid. And under pigments in the carotene and xanthophylline. So chromoplast contain carotenoid pigments in them which give the cell red, orange or yellow color. Okay, red, orange and yellow color അതുപോലത്തെ color ഒരു പ്ലാന്റിനോ ഒരു സെല്ലിനോ കിട്ടാൻ കാരണം ഈ chromoplast അവരിലുള്ളതുകൊണ്ടാണ്. Alright. Now the next type of plastid, that is chloroplast. Chloroplast you have always heard. Plants in the chloroplast under, and these chloroplasts contain the pigment chlorophyll and carotene. Okay, and the pigments are chloroplast. Now where do you see chloroplast mostly? in a plant, what do you think? Where the chloroplast is more in number? You are right. Chloroplast is more in number in the green leaves, especially the mesophyll part of the green leaves. അവിടെയാണ് ഈ chloroplast plastids കൂടുതലുള്ളത്. Alright. Now let us look at the structure of chloroplast. Now the chloroplast is almost oval or spherical in structure and varies in size, but they are, as I told, double membrane bound. They have an outer membrane and they have a inner membrane. Okay. Now the region inner to the inner membrane, ഈ കാണുന്ന regions, അതിനെ വിളിക്കുന്ന പേരാണ് stroma, or you can also call it as matrix. Alright. In the stroma or the matrix, you can find many enzymes and many components necessary for the different functions performed by this particular cell organelle. Now, specifically, the kind of structures we can be seen inside the stroma are these small disc or coin-shaped structure. This structure, this disc or shape is thylakoid. What is it? It is thylakoid. Each disc or coin-shaped structures. Now, what you see together, many coins stacked together, or many thylakoids stacked up and the what you see here, this one, stacks of thylakoid. That is called as grana. Okay. Now, the region inside the thylakoid membrane ullilulla partine adu ullilulla sambhavate vilikkunna perana lumen. Alright. Now the grana are connected to each other by stroma lamellae. Each grana is connected to each other by means of some structures called as stroma lamellae. So once again, the structure of chloroplast is very important for you to understand, because this comes in some other chapter also. So in that chapter, when I told you, remember the structure of chloroplast will come. Alright. So structure of chloroplast, it is double membrane bound, outer membrane, inner membrane. The region inside of the inner membrane is called as stroma, which contains small disc or coin-shaped structures called as thylakoid. Many thylakoids stacked together is called as grana. Now the region inside of the thylakoid membrane is called as lumen. Now each grana has been scattered here and there, and they are connected to each other by stroma lamellae. Okay. Now photosynthesis, lastly you must have learned two parts are there. Light reaction is there, dark reaction is there. Now if the light reaction and dark reaction happens in the stroma and the thylakoid membrane, ivideyaanu aa rendu reaction nadakkunnathu. Alright. Now inside the thylakoid, that is in the thylakoid lumen, the chlorophyll pigment is present. Thylakoid ne agathana chlorophyll pigment present. This chlorophyll pigment is very essential for capturing the sunlight and helping in the breakdown of water, which is the initial steps of photosynthesis. A chlorophyll pigment illengil sunlight capture cheyan pattilla. Sunlight capture cheyidillengil photosynthesis na initial stages allengil at the beginning will not be possible. Alright. So this is chloroplast. Let's move on to the next cell organelle. Now the next cell organelle is ribosomes. Ribosomes are small granular structures that can be observed only under electron microscope and was first observed by the scientist George Pallet. And that's why it is also called as Pallet's particles. Okay. Ribosomes are the protein factories, that is, they are the sites where protein synthesis takes place. That's why they are also called as protein factories. Ribosomes are mainly made up of two components, that is RNA and protein. Ribosomes are made up of RNA and protein. What is RNA? It is ribonucleic acid and then proteins. Okay. Now ribosomes usually are of two types based upon the kind of organisms they are present or the kind of cell organelle they are present in. It is 70S ribosomes, which is usually seen in prokaryotes, and also like some cell organelles like plastids and mitochondria. And the other type of ribosome is 80S ribosome. 80S ribosomes is usually seen on the eukaryotic cells, the cytoplasm of the eukaryotic cells. Now 70S ribosome and 80S ribosomes both are made up of two subunits, a larger subunit and a smaller subunit. In case of 70S ribosome, the larger subunit is 50S ribosome and the smaller subunit is 30S ribosomes. Whereas in case of 80S ribosome, the larger subunit is 60S and the smaller subunit is 40S. Here what you see as S is nothing but Swedberg's unit, a measurement of sedimentary coefficient. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഓരോ കോമ്പണന്റിലെ ഓരോ സബ്യൂണിറ്റ് എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് അതിന്റെ ഡെൻസിറ്റിയും സൈസും അനുസരിച്ച് ഒരു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ നമ്പർ ആയിട്ട് കൊടുക്കും. ദർ ഇസ് എ ഡിഫറെന്റ് മെഷർമെന്റ് മെത്തേഡ് ഫോർ ഇറ്റ്. അതാണ് ഇവിടെ സംഭവിച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. Alright, so the two types of ribosomes, 70S and 80S ribosome. Now the next structure that we are going to discuss is cytoskeleton. Now if you read the first sentence of what is given in your textbook for cytoskeleton, you will read that it is an elaborate network of filamentous proteinaceous structure. Elaborate network. It is a network of interconnected substances. ഒരു വളരെ spread out ആയി കിടക്കുന്നത് പരസ്പരം കണക്റ്റഡ് ആയിരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്ട്രക്ചർ. Okay, that is what elaborate network of filamentous proteinaceous structure. Filamentous എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നൂല് പോലെ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ത്രെഡ് പോലെ ട്യൂബ്സ് പോലെ അങ്ങ് നീണ്ടു കിടക്കുന്നതാണ് filamentous എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And proteinaceous, it means that they are made up of proteins. So elaborate network of filamentous and proteinaceous structure which extends from the nucleus till the plasma membrane. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ന്യൂക്ലിയസിന് ന്യൂക്ലിയർ മെംബ്രെയിൻ തൊട്ട് till the plasma membrane ഇവർ അങ്ങ് സ്പ്രെഡ് ആയി കിടക്കുകയാണ് entire cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, now their main function is providing shape to the cell, helping in the mobility of the cell, helping in maintaining the position of different cell organelles. എന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഓരോ സെൽ ഓർഗനിലെ അതായത് പൊസിഷനിൽ അവിടെ തന്നെ മെയിൻറ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഇവർ ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നു. Now as you can see in the image, they are made up of different components. Cytoskeleton is a general term given for a group of fibers, a group of filaments. Some of such filaments are microtubules, microfilaments and intermediate filaments. Okay, apart from that, adinte kude aayittu interkinde kude suppose help cheyanante vera kore proteins kude undu. First of all, let us look at microtubules. What are microtubules? Microtubules are a kind of cytoskeleton whose size ranges from 24 nanometer diameter. Alright, now these are made up of a particular type of protein called as tubulin. They are made up of a protein called as tubulin. This tubulin is 13 tubulin ഒന്നിച്ച് കൂടിച്ചെന്താണ് ഒരു microtubule. One microtubule is composed of 13 tubulin proteins. Okay, 13 tubulin proteins. Just imagine, I have 13 pipes with me. Each pipe is called as tubulin. These tubulin together, I call them as 13 tubulins together, I call as microtubule. This microtubule is present extended from the nucleus to the plasma membrane, helping in the cell mobility to maintain the shape and structure of the cell. Alright, the next kind of microtubule, next is microfilaments. Microfilaments are usually seen in the muscle cells and they are made up of a special kind of protein called as actin. Last year when you were learning about muscles, the control and coordination muscles പഠിച്ചപ്പോൾ you learned the special proteins are contractile proteins are there which help in the movement of muscles. That special contractile protein one such as actin, and our microfilaments are made up of actin proteins. Alright, and they help in the movement of cells. Now next kind of microtubules are intermediate filament. They are also somewhat similar to that of what we learned, microtubules and microfilaments, just that they are made up of different proteins. Apart from these three types, different proteins assist these cytoskeleton in their function. For example, the microtubule is assisted by two other kind of proteins called as dynein and kinesin. They're helping. Alright, so this is what cytoskeleton is, and the main function is helping in movement of cell, to maintain the structure and shape of the cell, and also to maintain the position of different cell organs. These are both structures which help the cell in movement, surface structures. Now we are seeing flagella in case of prokaryotes also, but the flagella present here is different from that present in prokaryotes. Alright, now these cilia and flagella are somewhat similar to each other, but they have their differences also. If you take a cell, the number of cilia will be more when compared to flagella. Flagella will be 1 or 2 in number, that's all. Whereas the cell may be entirely fully covered with this cilia. Alright. Now apart from that, cilia is shorter in their length, whereas flagella is a very long filament. Now cilia will help in the movement of the cell or the movement of fluid surrounding the cell. ഒരു സെൽ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ സെല്ലിനെ പയ്യെ 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 റോർ പോലെ, നമ്മുടെ തോണിയെ മൂവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന റോർ ഇല്ലേ, അത് റോർ പോലെ സെയിം വേ ഇറ്റ് ഹെൽപ്സ് ദ മൂവ്മെന്റ് ഓഫ് ദ സെൽ. അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സെല്ലിന് ചുറ്റുമുള്ള ഫ്ലൂയിഡ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഫ്രിക്ഷൻ ഇല്ലാണ്ട് മൂവ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഹെൽപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് ദിസ് cilia. Whereas the main and the only function of flagella is to propulsion of a cell, movement of a cell from one region to the another region. Now if you take both cilia and flagella, their internal structure, both of them are surrounded by a plasma membrane. Now I want you to remember here that this might be a cilia or a flagella. This is a enlarged tissue of a cilia or a flagella. Like a long tube. Now what I am going to draw over here, or what we are going to discuss here, is a small cross section, a small section of it. But when you are imagining, I want to imagine the entire length. Alright, I am taking a small cross section or a transfer section, but when you imagine, you have to imagine the entire thing. Okay, so when we are observing a cross section, it can be seen that both cilia and flagella are surrounded by a plasma membrane, and the core or the innermost part of this region is called as axone. Axone. Now it was seen through electron microscope that the cilia and the flagella are made up of microtubules, that is, pairs or doublets of microtubules are arranged radially in the peripheral parts of the cilia and flagella. I will repeat, doublets or pairs of microtubules are arranged radially in the peripheral regions of the cilia and flagella. Almost 9 pairs are there, 9 doublets are there. One microtubule, another microtubule. Now this is a doublet or this is a pair. Angane peripheral the region towards the boundary or the region towards the ends ആണ് peripheral region. Proximal, peripheral. Okay, ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ റൂമിന്റെ peripheral region എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ആ walls-ന്റെ അടുത്തേക്കാണ് peripheral regions ആയി വരുന്നത്. Central region, peripheral region. So towards the peripheral region of the cilia and flagella in a radial manner എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ equal distance from the center. എല്ലാം arranged in equal distance from the center. അങ്ങനെ 9 microtubule doublets are present radially in the peripheral part of the cilia and flagella. Alright, and one such pair is present in the center also. Okay, so total totally how much is there? 9 pairs in the outside plus 2 in the center. Alright, now the 2 in the center is connected by a bridge and they are surrounded or they are enclosed within a central sheath. Okay, they are enclosed within the central sheath. Now, the different or the 9 microtubule doublets are connected to the central sheath by means of a radial spoke. One microtubule, that is, each microtubule from a microtubule doublet is connected to the central sheath by means of radial spokes. Oro doublet microtubule connected to the central sheath. Now these microtubules are also interconnected by means of linkers. Okay, this arrangement, this arrangement is cartwheel arrangement. Cartwheel kind of arrangement. And in case of cilia and flagella, it is a 9 plus 2 cartwheel arrangement. And that is 9 plus 2 cartwheel arrangement. Cartwheel is a cart, bull cart, cow cart, and the cart and the wheels. Cycle wheel radiate cartwheel arrangement. Alright, so this was about our cilia and flagella. Okay. Now we will meet in the next section with the further cell structures present.